Hey everybody, I hope you guys are all healthy and safe. So as you can see, I have the Realme 7 Pro and the Realme 7 right here. Now these are actually the European units, meaning they differ to the Indian version that was launched a couple of days ago, maybe like a week ago. Realme is being kind of secretive about this. They didn't really tell me about the specs or what are the major differences. So I'm unboxing this kind of blind. I don't know much about these phones. I'm experiencing this the first time as many of you guys are. Let's check out the specs. So we can see that the Realme 7 has a 90 Hz display, Helio G95 processor, and a 30-watt charger with a 5000 mAh battery and a 48 megapixel main camera. Whereas the Realme 7 Pro runs on a Snapdragon 720G, that's a really good chip, a 64 megapixel main camera, and the max charging speed hits 65 watt now. But it doesn't say anything about the refresh rate. I'm assuming it has to be at least 90 if it's the Pro, or maybe even 120. So this phone actually won't launch in Europe until later this month. And right now Realme said all I can do is unbox the phone and show off its body and maybe the UI a little bit. But that's it. I cannot show camera samples on camera. So this is not a review or even really an in-depth hands-on. It's more like just a first look and an unboxing. Let's start with the Pro first. It's a busy week, man. I have here on me the Galaxy Fold 2 and several other Huawei devices I can't reveal yet that I have to test, so it's a really busy week. So usual packaging says, hey, welcome to the Realme family. In here is a jelly case, instructions, and probably the SIM ejector tool. So Realme has grown up so fast. I remember just a year and a half ago when I was reviewing like the Realme 2, and now they're at 7 already. So this is a pretty nice back. I like this matte coating that does not attract fingerprints. So the front, the panel is completely flat. So it comes with a screen protector installed, but it's a little bit messed up right here. So I might just peel this off. Okay, let's put the phone aside first and see what else is in the box. So we have a 65 watt Super VOOC charger that Oppo developed, SIM ejector tool in the box, and a USB-C cable. I actually interviewed the man who invented this technology at Oppo. It's over on Forbes. If you're interested, just Google Forbes Oppo fast charging and my article should pop up. I interviewed the man and basically talked about the story of how he developed this Super VOOC technology. Let's check out the standard 7. Hey, welcome to the Realme family. So same thing, we have a jelly case and papers. The 30 watt fast charger and USB-C. Now again, I don't know the pricing of these because the launch event actually hasn't happened. So you can see a difference in camera module. The Realme 7 has 4 cameras straight line. The Realme 7 Pro has 4 cameras, but it's like a reverse 7 shape. It goes like this. Both of these have really nice matte coating. I like this little accent right here. Okay, so I can tell that the Realme 7 uses an LCD panel because there's a capacitive fingerprint scanner on the side. Whereas the Realme 7 Pro uses an OLED screen because there is no fingerprint scanner anywhere. This phone's pretty sleek. I like how it feels in the hand. Alright guys, so I've set up the Realme 7 Pro on the left and the Realme 7 on the right. So you notice that the Realme 7, it's a little bit taller than the Realme 7 Pro, but they have the exact same screen size. The reason is because this is an LCD panel, so that means the bottom bezel is slightly larger. Now as I've said, I can't really show you photo samples or dive too deep into the special features of this phone. But I can tell you right now, this OLED panel looks pretty good. The refresh rate looks pretty smooth. I have not been able to confirm if this is 90 or 120 or maybe even 60, just really well optimized. I will have to get back to you on that after I check with Realme. But let's jump into the camera app. You do get a pretty clean 5x zoom, but I cannot show you the sample. And of course there is a wide angle camera too. Now in terms of software, there's some new touches this time around. Well, one of which is carried over from Oppo phones. So now there's this new option where if you swipe up from the edge of the screen, you can bring all your apps down to a more manageable position. So that means if you're someone who likes to have all your apps on the home screen like an iPhone, and it fills all the way to the top, you can still reach the top apps by just sliding up like that, and all your apps will come down. Another way is there's now a one-hand mode that you can activate by doing gestures. I believe there was always a one-hand mode in Realme UI, but you had to previously activate it by jumping into the notification toggles, and so now there's actually just a gesture down here. There's also double tap to lock the screen now, which works pretty well, and the in-display fingerprint reader is pretty fast. So you also have stereo speakers on this phone too, and they sound pretty nice. So max volume gets pretty loud. You have sound coming down from the bottom and at the top. Now let's take a look at the standard Realme 7. It's a side-mounted fingerprint scanner. It's an LCD panel, so blacks do not get as deep, but max brightness still looks to be pretty nice. I don't have a spec sheet, and I cannot really talk too much about the features anyway. Now the chipset here is a Helio chipset and not a Snapdragon 720G, so that means it's slightly less capable than this phone, but I don't think you'll see a lot of difference if you're just running Instagram, YouTube, stuff like that. More like if you're gaming or if you run more AI intensive tasks. Let's check to see if this phone has stereo speakers. I doubt it. No, you only have a bottom single fine speaker with the Realme 7. Anyway, that's about it for this really quick look. Like I said, I am not allowed to test this phone anymore on camera. Like I can't really do benchmarks or show you photo samples because these phones aren't actually going to be released for another like 2 or 3 weeks or something. So they just gave me the phone for an early look. But anyway, this is the Realme 7 Pro, this is the Realme 7. These are the European versions of the phone. I have a lot more content coming up. Like I said, my next video should be on the Samsung Galaxy Fold 2. And then I also have a Huawei laptop and Huawei earbuds and a couple more Huawei devices that I'm testing. So stay tuned and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already to keep up to date with all the latest stuff. That's it for now. Thanks for watching.